subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Good morning and welcome to Monday and welcome to the second week of the book of Jonah as we're going deep into this narrative. So this is going to be a short one. There's only 4 chapters and it's going to take us only 3 weeks. So I'm glad you're on this journey with me. So today we're going to close out Jonah chapter 1. So we're going to read Jonah verse 17. Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of speculation about what kind of fish this was, right? In fact, if you ask the average person, they would say the story is about Jonah and the whale, right? But God never said a whale. The author never said a whale, just said a great big fish. So it could be a whale, but we don't know. But because of that, it just sounds, it does sound a little far-reaching, right? That here was this human being inside a fish, a great big fish, for 3 days, but didn't get consumed, didn't get digested. And so a lot of people, because of that, they say that the book of Jonah is just a fiction or an allegory or just a big metaphor that God uses. But I really believe that that's not true, because Jesus over in Matthew 12:40 even makes the statement that, and goes back to being Jonah in the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. And just as he was, that the Son of Man, that's him, is going to be in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights. So Jesus makes that correlation. So it's pretty much, I believe, that he's giving validity that this was a physical thing that happened. And if we're honest, God could have used a lot of different ways, right? God could have caused the sea to just stop, and then, as we saw in a story in the New Testament, that all of a sudden the boat was on land, right? God could have done that, just like bam, here you go, Jonah, right? But God didn't do that. He used the spectacular thing to save Jonah. And think about Jonah. Jonah, as he's being thrown overboard, is thinking, this is it. I am going to die, right? I'm going to drown. And then all of a sudden, he finds himself in a great fish. And so Jonah was rebellious, right? This was kind of the consequence of his actions, right? He was rebellious. He didn't want to do what God wanted him to do. He went the opposite way. And then here again in the story, I love the book of Jonah because it just shows God's characters in so many different ways and so many different times, that God is showing mercy and compassionate to Jonah, right? God could have easily said, bye-bye, Jonah, you're drowned. And he could have started with another prophet, right? He could have started with a new prophet and said, and that would probably put fear in the new prophet, saying, Jonah drowned because he didn't obey me, so here's your choice, right? But God didn't do that. He showed mercy and grace to Jonah. And if we're honest again, that hasn't God done the same for us, right? When we get into our own messes, right, with our own problems, and we go, God, please rescue us. And he does. And we see that time and time again in the Old Testament too, that God is full of mercy, because God's people kept going away from him, and then God allowed them to be conquered, and then he sent a new judge, and they said, God, please rescue us. And God did, right? Mercy time and time and time again. And so God's mercy is great, but definitely we need to follow him, and he is a gracious God, but he definitely shows his love for us by continuing to extend us grace. All right, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. And remember, 5 minutes of the Word can change your life.